Hello, and welcome to CTO Coffee Hour. I'm Matt Lee with the Diet Dr. Pepper, as always. This is Dominic DeMarco.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Exciting. First one of 2026.
Ooh.
Yeah, how time flies.
And we're going to start this one with something completely, totally, entirely different.
Different in some ways. Cloud War games, we used games, but I guess I'll just lead with it. So I like playing indie games, and so I usually like small 2D pixel art type games. And there was one I was playing called, oh my gosh, I'm spacing on the name right now, but it was a tower defense game, and basically, hordes of incoming people come and try and attack you, and you build up your base to defend against it. And I've seen other people do interesting takes on this in some capacity, as far as like drawing up infrastructure to do that. And I wanted to put a spin on it where it wasn't just, can you design the best infrastructure, because in the other simulations I've seen, they've got, they just keep booting up more and more servers, and it's like, how fast can you click after a while? I wanted to actually teach the concepts as to why some of the stuff we do is so darn complex, and how do I demonstrate that to people. And so I took my diagramming software and a bunch of the assets for that and poured it into Unity, which is a game engine, and then started building this tower defense game, which is a little less realistic in some ways. The concepts are very real, but I have to rebalance it to make it more gamified, as you'll see in a second here.
So you've reused these pixel art things of yours. I mean, you've done comics with them. They're all over your website. I think you probably have a coffee cup near you that has pixel art on it.
It does. It's back there,
Yeah.
though.
So this is the same art over and over and over. So this is your look, your feel, your branding, your hobby, your passion, whatever you want to call it, or all of the above.
Yeah, definitely my branding, and it's become a bit of an obsession over the break there. Whenever I had a free moment, which I didn't have a lot of, but it's kind of built this cool little thing. So I guess if you're on the audio version, thanks for listening, but you probably want to go find the YouTube version of this one. You can also access this demo at schematical.com/game right now, and it'll redirect you to where I published it. So let's go ahead and share screen 2 here. And Dominic, does it look to you like you, yep, there it is. All right. So the basics of the game are,
So what is the name of this game? Does it even have a name yet?
the working title is Tech Debt, the video game. And so that may not be the final title, but that is the working title, because the basic idea is that tech debt piles up and you have to choose what to go after. So that's why I made it a little less mechanical, as far as just the sheer mechanics of how AWS works in those servers. I mean, I'll show you in a minute. There is a lot of that is demonstrated, but you also have to kind of choose what to assign your developers, your infrastructure people, to do.
They're not developers sorry, are they? They're more
Not
DevOps or
necessarily. You're right. They're
dudes at this
DevOps
point.
professionals, cloud professionals.
You're techies.
Yeah, I'm going to put developers in there eventually, and you'll have to accommodate.
So what do we have on the screen? We've got one techie worker, and we've got one does everything pizza box web server right now.
Yep. So I'm going to plan, build, and just think of this initial server that's on screen as like the server when you first start out. You put your database on it. Your images are hosted from it. It's got Apache on it. It's running your application layer. It's doing the whole thing. So we'll go ahead and start the day. This thing does have a day
Nginx, MySQL, and everything.
Yeah, it's got, that's like when you first start out.
So what's dude doing now? What's 50,
he is
67?
building the he was building the server. Now the server's online and we're going to see files coming in here, but to be time conscientious, I'm going to put this guy to work doing research to unlock the next technology, which is dedicated databases. So first he's going to wander.
So this is right now, theoretically, dare I say, this is AWS. You're going to use AWS technology in here, or is it agnostic?
We'll just say, yeah, you can imagine you did right now I am doing AWS, but you can imagine they've got an EC2 instance that they booted up so far.
Okay.
And you can
Okay.
see we're
And
getting
right
multiple.
now, yeah, I was gonna say we've got different things going back and forth, and I see a couple plain ones, and I see a cat. Tell me what's
Yep.
going on there.
So the cat is binary data, right? The texts are for now, that's we'll call it HTTP requests that are text-based in nature, API calls or load the home page. So you
Mm.
basically have two different packet types here, and you can see them going back and forth.
And those
To
binary images could be movie files, audio files, anything like that, that really doesn't require computational resources, just needs to be served.
Yeah. And so you can see when the files come in at the end there, you earn $10 for each file. And I really need to rebalance how that works. But the day has ended again. You didn't quite finish researching the technologies at 85% there.
We
So I'm going to
got
hit start
280 units of something, of
of money.
currency.
Yep. Of currency right now. Yep. So okay, so now he's done researching. I'm going to have him build he finished researching dedicated databases, so I'm going to have him build the first database. It's basically spin up an RDS instance, and then I'm going to tell him to research binary storage because in order to unlock load balancing, you can't store all your images on that centralized server. You can't store your data on that. When that same server is your application layer, you have to separate that out. Otherwise, you'd be booting up parallel servers that didn't have that information.
So binary storage, S3 bucket.
S3 bucket is what we're using in this case, and then eventually you can unlock content delivery network, which is CloudFront. There you go. So he's got the database working now. If you look
All right,
closely,
now,
the numbers
sorry, go
for
ahead.
the
Mhm.
text files are going to go down. They're down to 15. They used to be at 20. They're down to 15 because this application layer gets a bonus from RDS there, basically
So if I'm
taking
hearing
some
you
of
right,
that
so
load.
so explain this. So since right, so you've lowered the load on your single R EC2 instance
EC2.
because now you have a dedicated database.
Right.
So
Yep.
that
So
that server has a theoretical limit that we haven't hit yet, and the more that you offload from it, the more pure web requests it can handle.
yes, that's it. We've taken that computational, work that comes in for loading each web page, and we've moved the database component off that server, so and it only has to do the application layer there. And if you'll notice closely, the cat pictures, the photos actually have a higher load
Mhm.
in some capacity. I want to kind of tweak things eventually where we've got more requirements, but basically, serving up images
Oh,
requires.
pause. Who's this guy running across the stream now?
That guy was the guy dropping off a package, and I think he dropped it behind the desk, which is kind of a bug because I can't click on it, but that doesn't matter because I just before we started this broke the ability to use those special objects, um,
Was that
items.
a UPS guy? I mean, he was wearing brown.
For
Looking
copyright
brown dude
purposes,
for you.
no, it's a delivery guy of an indistinct nature.
Mm.
But yeah, basically. So,
And okay,
alright.
so let's talk about your daily cost. Does that of course has to change with the more stuff you spin up, boot up, the more packages you're serving. How does that get impacted?
Yeah, right now, these are both costing us $30 a piece, and so actually, I might have it at 60. I have to rebalance there. Um, we actually did I don't know why it's there's there's a bug in there, I guess, but yeah, it should be at a 60 right now. I don't know why it's up higher, but if
Or
I
doesn't
were
your
to
dude cost you doesn't your dude cost you some money every day too as
he
well?
he does, but I don't have that wired in right now, and if so, it'd be a
Mm.
lot more than 100 or a lot more than $60.
Well,
So,
we also have a teleportation window, so we're not necessarily
yeah.
grounded in
No,
reality
yeah, and
here.
the internet comes from the floating cloud, yeah. So, okay, so we got a random task today. Deployment 0.2 is ready to go live, and so what he's gonna go do is he's gonna go deploy manually as you would when you first start out, um, to the EC2 server, and eventually there's gonna be a technology you can unlock, code pipeline that'll allow you to do deployments without having to have him do it. And what I want to make it, I don't have it yet, is that doing deployments will have a positive effect on the amount per packet you make or something of that nature.
Mm.
So either way, he just finished researching. I'm pausing for a second here, and that's an S3 bucket back there. I'm gonna have him spin it up. And then I think I'm gonna do CDN next. And this is where it's actually kind of fun for me because I get to try different ways. Sometimes I do load balancer first. But he's gonna go back there and wire that in, and then he'll research CDN. Oh, we got another package dropped off, but unfortunately, as you can see, I butchered this UI just earlier today, so we can't open packages right now. But the packages are kind of random things to make the game more interesting and fun. They're not actually things that we'd use in the real world. Like one is a stopwatch that freezes time for a short while. I wish I had that, but
Mm.
it's not something that's actually a tool of the trade. So, all right,
So you got
let's.
a ginormous S3 bucket now.
Yep.
Oh,
And the
there's
cool
your
thing is these, let's see, the application layer and the data layer basically are billed as we would be billed for a non-serverless, server on AWS. It's billed by the minute basically.
Oh, there we go.
Um,
Hold it. We just had something delivered by the S3 bucket.
yep. So you can see the media that well now it's the media is now going to travel in a different path because we just finished unlocking
CDN.
the CDN. Yep. So now
Now that
media
will be,
after
can we call
now.
that CloudFront?
Yep, CloudFront. We'll go to CloudFront and the S3 bucket. And like I said, those are charged based on usage. So you'll see that little yellow dollar popping up there. That's a dollar coming out of your pocket. Now, again, you don't spend a dollar for every image
Mm,
you serve, thank God. But at the same time, you also don't make $10 for every image you serve, which would
mm.
still be a pretty good trade-off if that was true. But again, game needs rebalancing. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show an upsize if I can get that demoed. So good, nothing exciting today. He's gonna upsize the application layer, and I might as well upsize the data layer real quick. And if we look at the details here, which I want to work on, the max load went from 100 to 200. You can see I've
Mhm.
got a multiplier on it. So that means it can handle twice the load, but it doesn't actually, I need to rebalance it. That should make the recovery time doesn't double right now. So you still have the ability once it gets in the red, it gets pretty bad. So I have to
You're serving an
rebalance.
immense amount of cat gifts right now.
Yep. Yep. All right. So we've unlocked load balancers here. And you can see I now can have multiple servers here. So I'm going to plan that build. I'm going to plan this build.
What
And
plan? What two builds?
that's the
The load,
the load balancer and another
the ALB.
application server.
Okay.
And so we'll get those going pretty quickly.
When does
And
Susie get dysentery?
it's let's see, we're after day 4, right? Let me check what day it is. We're on day 5. So yeah, some of the uglier ones are gonna come. Um, I am going to add in read replicas quickly. That's the next research I'm gonna have it do. And it's the end of the day. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna hire a second DevOps guy. Oh, that UI is broken. I'm doomed. All right. There's a good chance. Oh, someone so we just lost some money because this is a half wired in event.
You have an open email relay, it looks like.
Yeah, so basically there's leaked creds. I don't have that, but if you don't have Secrets Manager unlocked, AWS Secrets Manager, you end up with leaked credential events that cost you half your money. So we
Hmm.
just lost half our money there. So um yeah, not fun. I'm gonna upsize that guy when we get a second.
You have multiple
And
delivery dudes running around.
that mechanic's totally unbalanced right now because I was debugging it. So you want the delivery guys to show up very frequently. And so that's why they're just littering the map with boxes right now. I forget how much fun game dev is. I mean, it can be a giant pain too, but a lot of fun.
So, how long until we start knocking things over? Is there something that
It's coming. If we're only
yeah,
on day 6, I doubt we'll make it too far past day 9 or 10. So I'm gonna have him. Hopefully, he'll finish his research. Okay, he's at 35%. I'm gonna let him finish his research. So we just lost half our money again because someone leaked creds again. which
So
is
so you actually have to give him a task to cycle creds then, is that correct?
I don't have that wired in, but that's going to be something that we're adding in the
So he
future.
could research your new technologies or he can cycle creds, but he can't do both at the same time.
Exactly. And that's what makes it a resource kind of planning game. You've got a limited amount of time that you can
And
do that. But yeah, that's something I want to make it so you can
and
manually,
you
just
can
like
hire
I trigger the
and you
up
yeah.
size.
And you can hire more people, but then you have more people to task things with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. More people would be good, and I want to make it so you have to
So,
unlock more people by accomplishing certain things. So it's not like
I
you can just
mean,
walk through this game in a single
could
run.
you
But
then, like at the end of day 9, build the backlog so that you could actually task them with things to do the next day? Just an idea.
that's where there's a build phase at the very
Mm,
beginning. Also, there's push pause, so at any time I can hit pause and then hit plan build. But we do have tasks that are showing up here, and
mm.
you can prioritize them,
Uh,
which I need to. The UI is needs to be fixed. But yeah, so yeah, so right now, I mean, I'm building the 2 read replicas for the RDS, and so he'll make his way over there, and I'm gonna queue up, I guess, like we were just saying, I'm gonna queue up the WAF. Actually, I'll research the WAF, but I'm not gonna build it because
mm,
that's the web application firewall. Because there is an event where you start getting malicious packets, malicious traffic coming through.
mm.
Did you? Oh, it's the end of the day, so he's going home. He started to build, and then he's dipping out. And now we can just start the next day. Oh, so
Oh,
we
you
are
have
getting our
malicious
first
packets.
DDoS. This is a full out DDoS attack we're getting hit with
And you've got
right now.
red servers.
Yep, and that's not good. So those right now, those take higher priority. I think I'm gonna make them so you have to click it, but I might die here. There's a good chance I'm
Hmm,
gonna die here because we are really struggling to respond with anything right now because we're being DDoSed, just like in reality.
hmm. Just when things are starting to go great.
Hmm. And so we're not making money for those. We are making money for the images, which again, I need to rebalance that because we shouldn't be just racking
Mhm.
money when we're not serving up requests.
Because as soon as he stands it back up, it falls right back over.
Yeah, I mean, those malicious packets they have like a load of like 1,000, so they're
Mm,
pretty beastly. Basically I want to make it so there's multiple types of attacks. You can do a DDoS that doesn't actually increase load all that significant, like if you had stuff cached.
mm.
But the good news is the day's over, and that means our DDoS attack event ends because I don't really have another more clever way to end it yet. But slow sales day, that's good after a crazy sales or traffic
Mm.
day. So that means he'll be able to fix these things. You saw a bug there where he's fixing it from further away than he should be able to, but I'll fix
Well,
that
I mean,
eventually.
maybe he actually had a remote connection and he could SSH into it.
Well, I am taking a lot of liberties here, clearly, with how I've got this thing designed. So yeah, we're it's like a hybrid of like how old network technicians had to work, but with cloud infrastructure, just to kind of illustrate my point there. But he's going to get back to the thing that'll save us from that massive DDoS attack, which is WAF, which is overpowered as heck right now because it basically takes every malicious packet. But I want to explain why a reason why I didn't let people, and I might eventually let people drop their own infrastructure in here, but I wanted to make it so it was balanced enough where you couldn't just keep upsizing and upsizing and upsizing until you had a server that covered the entire screen and just
Mm.
keep doing that the whole time. I wanted to make sure people had to explore
Well,
other mechanics like load balancing and
and there is a theoretical maximum to how big you can even make a server. Now, granted, you could spend a bunch of money on a server, but there is a theoretical maximum. AWS does not scale a single, like quote unquote, single server infinitely.
yeah, absolutely. So now we're going to go ahead and do a plan build on WAF, which is going to make our lives a lot easier. And here
Ooh,
we're
is there
hitting the
another? What's going on here?
this is where the game is unbalanced, and at a certain point, we've got just too much traffic. So this is mainly legitimate traffic, I think, coming in here. I don't think,
No, I
yeah,
see red flying from right to left, though.
like good quick. Now, so the problem is what you're seeing there. That's the red packet returning after it's done. I need
Ah,
the attack packets look a lot like a failed packet. What I should do, I think I'm just going to get rid of failed packets and just have them stop at the server. There's no need to return them. So, okay, now I'm stuck in follow mode. Okay, so we've got the databases built. The application layer is kind of screwed right now. Yeah. So this is where I need to rebalance things
Mhm.
because you end up in this kind of death loop here. So unless we get a slow sales day tomorrow, and also, I this build I've clearly made it fairly easy to survive. This is a new one. That's a new behavior I'm not familiar with. I think those are stuck in some type of weird loop.
Are you
So
gonna
that's
follow visit it?
yeah. So these ones coming in. Those are malicious traffic that'll knock you over. I'm gonna do a little cheat here because I didn't fix this in the okay, it did work. It did work. I didn't fix that UI yet. That's the debug menu. So what should happen now is some of those malicious packets will start heading to WAF instead of making their way to the server, which takes a bunch of load off the servers there. But as you can see, they still need to do some fixing on things. But
Well,
this
should
is
you have to do a code deploy after you change the infrastructure as well? Does that matter?
that's a good question. We could do that. Eventually I want to add in serverless stuff and virtual servers. I have gotten it. I'm gonna do this thing's we're already at what 20 minutes now. I am gonna try and use the debug menu to unlock all text so you get a good idea of where I'm at right now. So you can unlock Redis servers and caching, which each have a similar effect where you can get the
Mm,
load per instance down to 5 or below because each one of these attached adds a 0.75 multiplier
mm.
to the load per server. This is fun. This is a new one. This whatever is happening here, this phantom stuff
Infinite
is
loop.
yeah.
Oh, there it's
Um,
done. Nope.
it's still going. And then over here, you can see that you can add in SQS queues. So you could start working on event-driven architecture that'll further take load off of these, but actually will continue to put some load on your databases until we get to,
Mm.
data lakes and things of that nature that we might be a little, further off loads on. So, I mean, I've got all sorts
What's that little spidery looking thing by
spider
your,
that is the secrets manager, which is not to the
mm,
right scale. So secrets manager, that'll prevent or at least decrease the chances of leak credentials. I don't know if I'm going to make it prevent it 100%, but
mm.
significantly decrease the chances that you get leak credentials. So yeah, that is the current state of it. Moving forward, I've got all sorts of ideas. I want to have. I don't know if you saw over here. I started working on a bullpen of people that'll come in and have quests for you or feature
Mm.
requests that you then have to make sure you unlock the infrastructure to do that, and all sorts of fun little events there.
And put AI in it.
Yeah, yeah. Put AI in it. That'll be a feature request, but yeah, it's interesting because I want to make it communicate all these concepts to people of like what is event driven architecture, how does that all work. I mean, I guess I can insta build this one real quick, give me a second, see, and I want to be able to use it for YouTube videos and some. I don't think I plan build, there you go, plan build, build, insta build. um so I want to use it, yeah, to teach as well as have it be something fun that people can use to communicate. A lot of times I have people in management C-suite. They're like, "Why is this so complex? Can't we just instantly
Mm.
do it?"
It's
And
magic.
and that's the thing is I want to help illustrate the complexities of scaling stuff to millions and millions of users a day. So that's this game is a swing at that in an interactive way. So if you, I guess, speaking out there to people out there, I've got to ask of you is go to schematical.com/game, give it a play, and this version, this will be 0.0.7, isn't live yet, but it will be shortly.
Mm.
And let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you think it's fun. Let me know what you want added, especially if you are a cloud professional or an aspiring cloud professional. It is really janky now. It's tough to even say it's in an alpha because it's
No, this is pre-alpha.
yeah, pre-alpha. It's more of a tech demo right now. But I'm curious to see if anybody's got any interest in it out there. and if it's fun, and how can we make it more fun? Because I could see myself designing different scenarios and having different technology be unlocked for multiple runs. I designed it like a roguelite, I should say, which is a type of game where if you die, you have to start over again. But and that's kind of the hardcore version of it. But in each run you do, you unlock new tools to help you get further along with your run. And I think that's where we're going to go with the technology side of this thing. So you can do one run and you can see as far as you can get with just a single server. And after that, it unlocks, the next technology and the next technology and so on and
And you
so
could
forth.
probably even have different scenarios. Like,
Mhm.
an e-commerce site is going to have very different needs than an AI-driven image site. It's going to have very different needs than choose something else.
Yeah. And I want to throw in more than just the technological stuff. I want to throw in some of the tropes or the behaviors I see form when we're running these big groups, like for example, tech debt. You get you focus on the next feature. Do you pay down tech debt? Well, if you don't pay down tech debt, then that
Mhm.
gains interest, and what type of this is to my post last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, there's different types of tech debt. Some of it's lower interest, slower to accrue, and some of it's higher
Mm. Yeah, because you
interest.
don't even
And
have the tech debt built in. You could almost have a meter in there, pushing your tech debt up, which drives down the efficiency of your workers, of your, developers or DevOps guys. The lower the tech debt, the more efficient they can be in their daily operations.
And that's I mean, another mechanic I'm playing with is possibly that's why I had the water cooler here, is having some type of burnout or energy level. And
Mhm.
if you unlock like a ping pong table, it gives you a bonus to that. I haven't pushed that one yet, but I think that could be a fun one. I mean, if adding a ping pong table obviously isn't,
Well, yeah,
an
I
instant
mean,
cure, but
culture combats burnout, essentially.
yeah, but I wanna add in m more of those kind of switches that a technical manager would have to flip or switch or, behavior-wise and make those decisions into here that'll affect things. I don't know what they are yet. I've got a bunch of them written down, but could be fun.
Well,
Boy. So we've been
Greenholm,
going.
yeah, we were running along on this one because it was me watching you play your game.
Yeah, and finding the bugs that are all still in it, but yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm hoping people are gonna find it interesting. If you do, please leave a comment or shoot me an email or whatever. I'd love to know people's thoughts on it, or am I just, another wacky, zany side project of Matt's? With that said, yes, Dom, you got anything else?
No, let's get this game out there and see who likes it. Maybe put it on Launch Rocket and a couple other places in the next couple weeks.
Sounds good. Will do. Well, with that said, thank you everybody for listening. And if you need to get a hold of us, you can find us at schematical.com and we'll be there helping you with your cloud infrastructure. Cheers.
Ciao, all.